Welcome to Emberin's Inclusion and Diversity Academy. My name is Maureen Frank and I started this business nearly 10 years ago. We're passionate at Emberin about organisations getting real results in diversity and inclusion. What disturbed us was that a lot of organisations have a lot of activity around diversity and inclusion, amazingly long checklists, but not necessarily getting much of a result from it. So we were fascinated about changing that up a little bit, and we were fortunate to work with a number of clients and organisations that were up for that challenge. So in terms of our track record, we can now say we've got a real track record of getting results. To give you some examples, we worked with a telco that moved the number of women in senior management from 6% to 31% in 2 years. We worked in the mining industry just because we wanted a real challenge. And right in the middle of nowhere, we moved the number of women in senior management from 8% to 23% in 2 years. And that was driven by an awesome executive team of all men who were absolutely passionate, but finally knew what they had to do to try and make it happen. So we're very big on trying to help people with the pragmatics of the how-to. And how does that work? So how do we get results? Look, we've really distilled the process over the years and we're really quite clear on what some of the key components and elements are. But fundamentally, there are two elements. If we look at gender diversity as the example, we think that you need a push strategy and a pull strategy. The push strategy is the work that we do with women. And to me, in having worked with over 20,000 women around the world, that lack of confidence issue and not putting themselves forward is still a major problem. So to me, you need a push strategy. You want a stick of dynamite, which is all about women banging on the door saying, give me that job. And we've certainly been able to find a way to make that happen through our My Mentor program. On the second part of the equation, you need a good pull strategy, and that's multifaceted. But what you fundamentally need is leaders not only being passionate about diversity and inclusion, because in my experience, leaders are talking about diversity and inclusion, they understand the business case, they want to make it happen. However, you need them to also understand how to make it happen. How does that play out in the way those leaders behave and role model day in, day out, from meetings to performance reviews to the way they mentor? So getting really pragmatic on the how-to is really the success formula. Over the years, with our thousands and thousands of conversations and clients, we're very proud to say that we've probably had around 30,000 people who've used our programs in the Inclusion and Diversity Academy. And we now have a number of programs which I'd love for you to try, because don't take my word for it, but what we can guarantee is that if people put their hearts and souls into those programs, they will start to see shift and you will start to see real results. So for us, jump in, join the Inclusion and Diversity Academy, sign up, hear from us, as we've got lots of free tools and tips and strategies, and we're really passionate about wanting to partner and help you as an individual understand this subject more and what you can do, but also for your organisation. We want organisations to really accelerate results, to get real return on investment in what they're doing in the diversity and inclusion space. I hope you're up for that challenge.